Hello, it's Stuart, the unrepentant atheist. Occasionally somebody calls in with a real attitude, and let's go ahead with this call, which is quite unbelievable, really, the way this person conducts himself. But, you know, it does happen now and again. Let's have a listen.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Pretty well. How are you?
All right, so, pretty good. So, as I understand it, I get to ask a question?
Sure. Or you can explain what you believe and why, or
I'll just ask a question. That's what that's how your moderator presented it to me.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just fire away. What would you consider as evidence that meets the criteria for the existence of God?
Which God?
Well, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Well, I mean, I listened to another call earlier in the day. Somebody calling in saying that, you know, we're not true atheists because, for example, there's a pagan god, a tree god, and it's a tree, and you couldn't deny the existence of the tree, therefore you're not an atheist. So, well, I think it does matter. I think definitions do matter in this case.
Does matter.
Well, wait, who's asking the question, me or you?
Talk about an attitude. I wonder how Matt's going to take that.
Well, you asked a question, and I'm asking for clarification. So right now I'm asking a question. Is there a problem with that?
Yeah, am I the host now?
Okay. Are you just going to sit there and be a douche? Because I can move on to other callers.
No, you don't want that. Hey,
if you ask me a question and I ask for clarification and you're unwilling to give it, then it seems to me you're not interested in an actual conversation.
No, I'll answer. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, then it doesn't matter to me either.
Amazing. He calls in saying, what kind of evidence would you need? Matt says, well, which God? Define your God. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. Matt says, well, it doesn't matter to me either. It's not, if the type of God were being asked, what kind of evidence would we need? And the person asking the question, it doesn't matter which God. You know, I mean, it could be anything. It could be this pair of scissors here, you know, the scissors God. It's completely absurd.
You can forfeit. You can forfeit. Go ahead.
Okay, now he's claiming that Matt. Now he's saying that Matt can forfeit. Okay, well, supposing Matt forfeits and say, all right, I forfeit. What's the end result of that going to be? That a God exists, or that Matt somehow lost the debate? And if he lost the debate, what conclusion can he draw? What point is he forfeiting on?
Forfeit what?
You don't have to answer my question?
Yeah, if I don't answer your question, how exactly is that a forfeit? Does it in some way prove God? I will answer your question. Are you ready?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I want you to feel like you're really ready for this.
I'm ready.
I have no idea what would actually account as sufficient evidence for the existence.
Awesome! I'm so glad you said that. You know why? Because if you don't know what evidence is, you can't invalidate any claim.
Oh my God! You're so.
Yeah. So he said, if you don't know what evidence is, you can't invalidate any claim. But he's not presented. He's not presented the object and defined it. So we're in sort of no man's land in this territory. There's no way that the conversation can go anywhere until the terms have been defined.
Oh, Obnoxious, can you let me finish?
Sure.
I have no idea what sort of evidence would be.
How can you invalidate a claim?
Okay, you're not going to let me fucking finish. I'm going to hang up on you. Will you let me? This is your last chance, I swear.
Go ahead. I'll do you a favor here.
I'll do you a favor, jackass. You're gone.
I'm not sure who got to the button first and who hung up first, but that was so. What motivates this kind of person to call in? Certainly not somebody who's really interested in having any kind of conversation. Must be a theist. I can't believe that an atheist would call up trying to pull this kind of stunt. So let's just hear what Matt's got to say on the sort of issue which should have really underpinned this, you know, this exchange, but didn't really.
No idea what would convince me that a God exists, partially because you didn't bother to define God or offer any explanation, and that would be required. But under a normative view of how people tend to use the term God, I have an understanding that I don't have the capacity to distinguish between an incredibly advanced technology and a God, some technology that I don't understand that could potentially fool me. So I don't have the criteria by which I could say, this is most probably a God. And by the way, that's true for all the rest of you. So while you sit there all smugly thinking that you have the criteria by which you can judge a God, really what you're doing is arrogantly putting yourself in the position of a God. My answer is, I don't know what would convince me, but if there is a God, that God should know what would convince me and has not provided it, which means that God either doesn't exist or doesn't want me to know he exists. Either way, not my fucking problem.
Okay. Obviously, we've heard that before. It's well summed up. I just thought you would be interested in that call. It's one of those calls that makes you sit back and shake your head in disbelief that somebody would actually phone in to expose how, as Matt said, how obnoxious they are, and ignorant as well, and irrational. So there it is. I'll be back again with another one fairly soon. Let me know what you think of that. Thanks for watching. Bye.